When you think of Gilda, you most likely remember her like this. But when I look at her, I see this.
So... only for you, Dash. Junior Speedsters are our lives, skybound swords and daring dives. Junior Speedsters, it's our quest to someday be the very best.
Someone willing to make a buffoon out of herself for her friend's sake. So let's take a look at the only episode that features Gilda.
It's Gilda! Are you serious?
Gilda's first appearance is at 7 minutes 22 seconds, so less than 50 minutes of character building. What's her screen time? Around 9 minutes. So you are going to tell me that you know someone in less than 10 minutes? Everyone can have a bad day.
Am I right?
Come over here, G. Let's see if we can redeem you a little bit. Gilda came to Ponyville to spend some quality time with her long-time no-see friend. How long not seen? Long enough that none of Artie's friends in town know about her. How many cider seasons does Pinkie Pie know Rainbow Dash?
The Rush? Don't you remember what happened last year? Or the year before that? Or pretty much any cider season ever? Pinkie Pie!
You know what? Screw it. Let's just say 1 year. Or even half. That's a long period to be part. So they just want to catch up some of the lost time. Clearly they had made some plans for this day. Pinkie Pie, on the other hand, had not yet learned that you sometimes have to choose with which friend you want to do something. That's a lesson she learned in season 3. Let's start with the Pinkie encounter.
Huh. Well, I groove on a good prank as much as the next Griffon. But Dash, you promised me we'd get a flying session in this morning. Yeah, well, Pinkie Pie, you don't mind, do you? Gilda just got here. We'll catch up with you later. Oh, sure, no problem. Have fun, you guys. I'll, just catch up with you. Later.
Smooth and clean. There's nothing to argue.
That was sweet, just like old times. Yeah, only faster. So now what? Hey there! Huh? It's later! And I caught up! Pinkie Pie! You are so random. Hey Dash, think you got enough gas left to beat me to that cloud? A race? You are so on! 1, 2, 3, go! Hey!
Second encounter. Gilda is pissed off that Pinkie Pie interrupts their fun time, but just rush off with RD a second time and hopes she gets the message.
I was way ahead of you. I don't think so. Oh, remember back in camp? There is no way you beat me. Whatever. Wow, guys, that was really close. But I think Rainbow Dash beat you by a teeny weeny itty bitty hair. Or a teeny weeny itty bitty feather. Ha! See? Good thing Pinkie Pie's here to keep you honest, G. Okay, Dash. Last one to that cloud up there is a gnarly dragon egg. Go! I think the high altitude is making you dizzy.
Encounter number 3. Okay, now is Gilda really annoyed. Not only Pinkie Pie keeps running herself in, she also interferes in her squabble.
So, Dash, got any new moves in your Trictionary? Or are you 100% old school? New moves? Sit back, G. This is gonna take a while. Hey, Pinkie, come here. Yeah? Don't you know how to take get lost for an answer? Dash doesn't need to hang with a dweeb like you now that I'm around. You're darking up the sky, Stinky Pie. So make like a bee. Buzz off!
Fourth encounter. Yes, that was radical. But how do you deal with someone who just don't want to listen? Here's a lesson for you. Sometimes people want to keep the numbers low. I don't need a third man for billiard. Just me, my body, and some beer. And I certainly don't need a third opinion at chess.
Gilda! I'm so honored to throw you one of my signature Pinkie Pie parties, and I really, truly, sincerely hope you feel welcome here amongst all us pony folk.
Encounter 4.5. Why did Gilda even attempt to go to the party at the first place? She clearly don't like Pinkie from their first get-ups. I'm just reading between the lines here, but I think she maybe want to give it another try. And then this happened. So this was the counter 5 to the end. The rest of the party having the same pattern over and over again. Gilda wants to enjoy something, and then she gets pranked and everyone laughs at her.
Gee, the punch! Huh? Gilda should definitely go first. Let's get you blindfolded. Hey, what are you doing? We're spinning you around and around, and then you can pin the tail on the pony. Now just walk straight ahead and pin the tail. Now just walk straight ahead and pin the tail. Yeah, right. This is another prank, isn't it? I'm going this way. Wait! The poster is this... Gilda? You pinned the tail on the wrong end.
All this happened to Gilda in the span of one day.
One day.
Pinkie Pie is ruining her day since the morning. Gilda reaches a point where she can't take it anymore, so her freakout is comprehensible.
This is your idea of a good time? I've never met a lamer bunch of dweebs in all my life. And Pinkie Pie, you are Queen Lame-o with your weak little party pranks. Did you really think you could make me lose my cool? Well, Dash and I have 10 times as much cool as the rest of you put together. Come on, Dash, we're bailing on this pathetic scene. Come on, Rainbow Dash, I said we're leaving!
What Gilda is calling for is that the RD ditch her pony friends. But what she's wishing for is nothing more than that RD stands by her side. Sure, she was wrong by accusing Pinkie Pie, but after all that happened, I'm sure most people would have done. And Gilda is so trusting in Rainbow Dash that she not even considers the possibility that she could hurt her feeling accidentally. Also, Rainbow Dash is as much overreacting as Gilda by ditching her. What speaks for them being good friends as like-minded individuals. So I wonder how would have turned out if Gilda had shown up before RD and Pinkie become good friends in the first 7 minutes of this episode.
Rainbow Dash! Rainbow Dash! Pinkie Pie! You know, Pinkie Pie, you're not as annoying as I thought. You want to hang out?
Most likely Rainbow Dash would have gone with Gilda. This is a story of anger, misbehavior and proud. It could have turned around by simply having no pranks at the party. Not that I want to change the episode in any way. In fact, I'm giving the staff extra credit for showing how easy a friendship can fall apart in a show that features around friendship.
Dearest Princess Celestia, today I learned that it's hard to accept when some pony you like wants to spend time with some pony who's not so nice. Though it's impossible to control who your friends hang out with, it is possible to control your own behavior. Just continue to be a good friend. In the end, the difference between a false friend and one who is true will surely come to light.
False friend? Where is Gilda at any point of the story a bad friend? That's parent talking, because Gilda is drawn in every manner of being a bad influence. But that doesn't mean she's a bad friend. I didn't have to think to come up with another character that is drawn to be a bad influence. So let's compare Gilda and Sam Puckett. Loud, mean, ruthless, brash, aggressive, violent, egoistic, bellicose, selfish, and she steals. Sam has the benefits from being the main character and having the opportunity to show a good side. Gilda has no such thing. First of all, every character has to serve the plot. So showing her good side, which she has to have to be friends with RD in the first place, is no good idea. But, and it's a very big but, is that we don't see her cheating, besmirching, tricking, exploiting, or backstabbing RD. You know, things that really makes you a false friend. I love the moral like every part of this episode. I just don't think the false friend thing did happen.
I threw this party to celebrate! A farewell Gilda party!
Farewell party?
Yeah, to the Pinkie Pie!
You sure didn't need any help making a fool of yourself. You know, this is not how I thought my new friends would treat my old friends, which don't want to be my friends anymore.
Pinkie Pie has gotten villainized for the sake of this review. Maybe I have a unique perspective on this episode because I have been on all three positions of this disagreement. Pinkie Pie, who unintentionally causing a rift between them, Gilda, who can't take the quirks of a friend's body anymore and driving them away, and Rainbow Dash, who only recognize one side and choose one friend over the other based on it. If you stick with me a little longer, I would like to explain why Gilda has a pretty good personality and is the only secondary character / antagonist that, in my opinion, deserves a second episode. Character study. Like I said earlier, you cannot know a character in such a short time, especially not in one episode. So here are some observations. In addition to her more obvious character traits that I already have mentioned, Gilda wants to be cool.
She's half eagle, half lion, and all awesome! That's right!
Who wants to be cool often looks like a fool. That's why Rainbow Dash's greatest moments are when she don't think about her appearance.
Nerd!
Homer, that isn't very nice.
Marge, try to understand. There are two kinds of college students, jocks and nerds. As a jock, it is my duty to give nerds a hard time.
Gilda also hates pranks.
What? But it's Gilda that gonna give me a great idea for a prank! Gilda, you game? Huh. Well, I groove on a good prank as much as the next Griffin.
Can you tell me if Griffins usually like pranks, or is it an ironic statement because they hate it in general? See, neither can I. But I can tell her first reactions are not
Give me a
pleased.
great idea for a prank! Gilda, you game?
Clear to see is how she tried to hide her feelings to keep her cool image in front of RD.
Hey, G, you're not upset about some silly candles, are you?
No way, Dash. Like I said, I'm down with a good prank.
Come on, then. Let's have some cake.
She's also stuck in her favorite time of her life. Maybe when everyone thought she was cool. The Pony 90s were just around the corner.
That never would have happened on my own, I'll tell you why. For the one who threw that party, it was you, Pinkie Pie.
Her way to talk is a leftover of that time. Or maybe it's still considered as cool under Griffons. Is she a bully? Maybe. I know blowing up some steam is a common excuse to justify bullies' actions, so it doesn't have any weight to it. But please consider that it still happens, and the person doing it doesn't see any more than that. It's also the main reason why victims become bullies themselves. Gilda has just the right amount of characterization to put her in another story without a proper build-up. Losing a friend is a thorn in your side, especially if you can blame another person for it. So unlike Trixie in Magic Duel, they don't need another implication to build up anger.
Why? Because you humiliated me! After you showed me up with that Ursa Minor, I became a laughing stock. Everywhere I went, I was laughed at and ostracized. I even had to take a job on a rock farm just to earn a living. A rock farm!
They could make also a story of regret. Would be time anyway to finally get a lesson about forgiving a friend. Such a story don't need to be sappy. With two proud stubborn characters, that don't find the right words to forgive each other, it can be very entertaining. With Twilight, there is the possibility for a story about how the first impression is not always right. There is a difference to the not judge a book by its cover thing. Twilight did not deal with Gilda, so she could go for it. Okay, Applejack did not interact with her either, but Twilight can fly. However, Angel is probably the best to teach her to be honest with herself and open to others. Rarity and Gilda could have a slice of life story about how ponies just don't get the Griffon style. And Fluttershy, maybe a story about making the same mistakes.
When some pony tries to block, show them that you rock. Oh, easy does it, lady. We're moving, okay? Good. Who's next, please? And what can I get for you today? What do you think you're doing? Didn't you see me?
I guess maybe.
Maybe. Maybes are for babies. Now go to the back of the line where you belong! Hey, look at you!
Your attitude is so feisty. It's fabulous.
Looks like that monster's workshop really paid off. Iron Will's not a monster. He's a minotaur and a true inspiration. His techniques really work.
Well, they've certainly made a difference in the way you carry yourself. You truly are a whole new Fluttershy.
Yes, I am. And new Fluttershy feels pretty stoked about new Fluttershy. Well, old Pinkie Pie feels really proud of new Fluttershy. Proud as Pink Punch. Gilda, what's up? Laugh at me, I laugh at you. I've never been away from a bunch of dweebs in all my life. Bye, girls. Pinkie Pie. What a day.
How hilarious would it be if Gilda and Fluttershy turn out to be two sides of the same medal? To be precise, the fight of flight response. Why do I feel suddenly like the defender of the bullies? Darn! 3 bully topics in a row. This aside, I'm saying goodbye.